Yes. So I'm trying to run xmast4. So and then I've not outputted x. So I told you if you want to output you want to output x or produce the output of x, you must type either x or put your x in what? In a print function. So put your x in a print function, and then you run that one, so you will get a result of 4. You get a result of 4. Now today we want to do correction of data types. What does it mean? It means, what if your x now, your x takes more than 4? Maybe you have your x can be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10. So in this case, you have more numbers to store in what? In the value x. So those are the data types we want to do today. Okay. Before we do that, let me talk actually briefly on what? On Boolean types. Okay, we said we have a data type called body type. Let me. So the Boolean type, we said it has those are either true or false values. So in this case, if you want to output the bool type of anything, maybe in this case we have already defined x. Let's try to output the bool type of x. What you do is just write the word booly, and then inside booly you pass your value you want to output. So in this case you can see it is a true. So the value given to the bool of x is what? True. I've said we have Boolean type. So Boolean type, they either be a true or a false. Okay. So I've created an x here, and then I've tried to output the bool type of x. So you can see it's what? True. So let me put another value here. What about the bool type of true? The bool type of true is true. Then let me change that one. What if I want to type the body type of what? Of false? If I do that, I can see. Then my program needs to run. Just give it a minute. So the body type of false should have capital letter when you are doing the writing. It's a what? It's a false. A false what? A false result. So we'll be using this body. I'm just want to measuring. Then we will use them in what? In if statements. So I wanted to mention so that you know there is a body type that has either false or true values. So let me actually discuss what I was discussing earlier. So we have said we want to do correction data types. So correction data types, we have said those are they are data types that can hold one or more than one what? More than one value. So the first, actually, we have several correction data types. We have list, and then we have list. We have list as a correction data type. We have also what we known as actually dictionaries. Dictionaries. And then we have also tuple. We have also tuples, and then we have also what we have list. We have also actually data frames. You have data frames. So there are quite a number. We are not going to discuss all of them. So let's start on the list correctional data types. The list correction data types. So let's start on the list correction data types. So lists are represented using what? Using actually square brackets. Lists are represented using square brackets. So if I want to create a list, I can just say, then I give the name of a list, that's maybe this one, and then I say this name of a list is same as 2. I create a square brackets like that, and then I do what? I insert values. We said they will take more than values. So maybe the first value is 4, the first value is 6, first value is 4. Let me delete that one. I will explain that one. Then and then the next value is 9, the next value is 3. Yeah, so you can write quite a number of values inside the list. Okay, so and that one, if I run that one, it means I have created a list, namely a list. Huh? So if I try to type to check the type of what I've created, remember the type function. So I'll just type this one, and then inside type I will insert the name of what I've created here. Yes, so that is LST. If I run that one, you will see as what? Type, actually type what? Type list. You will see as type list. Then my program run. Yes, so you can see the type of that the data type is what? Is list. So another way to create a list is using the word what? The function list. So you can have your values. Let me say I have x which is same as 2, 1, 5. Okay, yes. So if I want to create a list from this, what I do, I'll just use the function list. So I'll just say list, no, list, and then that function, inside that function I pass that is the value. I pass the value of actually x, because I want to create x to be what? A list. So I can also override that one. I say x, sorry, I say x same as to what I want to create. So x will be converted into what? A list. X will be converted into a list. So if I type the value type of x, you can see here it becomes what? A list. It becomes a list. So but the most common way to use or to get a list is this one. This one. You don't need to write. You can see this one, this method, you need to create actually 2 lines of what? Codes. So this one you create only one. So what you do, you just say the name of that list and then you pass your values. So therefore, actually now you have understood what is the term list means. Okay, what the term list means. Let me check WhatsApp. Someone sending something WhatsApp. Why is it giving me an error? So uh okay, so someone so we actually did not talk about the rules of what? Declaring variables. The rules of declaring variables. Declaring variables. So let me talk a preview about this one. So when you talk about variables, how do you declare variables? We said declaring variables, it means you are just assigning the name of the what? The variable. There are rules on writing those names. So actually, let's go to my notes here. So it means I'm somangi notes. Notes ziko hapa. You go there. And then ukienda hapa chini utaona variables. Ukienda hapa chini utaona variables and then utaona the rules za kuandika variables ndio hizi kwa wale wenye hawasomangi notes. So rule number 1 is that a name must start with what? A letter or an underscore. So that's rule number 1. Then rule number 2 is that variable name cannot start with a number. So huyu tumepata shida yake hapa. Huyu mwenye ametuma WhatsApp ameanza na the name of the list ameanza na 1. Baadaye uanze na umeambiwa don't start with what? Don't start actually the name of the variable with what? With a number. So that's your error. So you can change that and then so read about these rules. Ziko hapa and then wamesema ziko invalid. Examples. So that's one. Notes 1 it is add. We check it. Uh-huh. My friend, that's 1. That must be 1. Huh? That must be 1. Can you confirm if it's not 1? Huh? Yes, it's must 1. Just delete that one and then type 1. It is 1. Yes, it is 1. Not L. Anyway, try to now because that one is asking a problem. Use a different name of the list. Use a different names. But read about the roots. The roots when you are declaring those variables. I think you are writing 1. Yes, that's 1. What you do, there is a way to solve your problem. Just delete the first letter so that your name of the list will be what? Will be ST. Will be ST. Yes. So now knowing the how the list look like, how you create a list. Now we want to do some things here. Want to do some things here. So we talked about strings and we said strings are what? They are indexed. If you remember, if you said X, if you say name, same as 2, and then you type yours, maybe programming. Yes. If that's what we have defined, that's our string. Okay, if we run that one, we will create a string called name. And the values as what? Is a programming. Okay, so we said strings are what? Indexed. So we can access, we said we can access these values here using what? Using indexing. And then we said what you do, you just write the name of your string and then you place your square brackets and then there you define your values. We said you can, if you want to just access one value or one character from your string name, what you do is just write one of the numbers, one of the index, and then you type this way, you run that, then you will what? You'll get, actually you will get one of this character. Probably it will be because if you are just counting, it will be 0 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yes, so it will be M, one of the M, the last M. Then we said also you can access more than one value. What you do, you use the colon. So you specify where you are starting with. The first number is the starting point, and then the last number is the what? The end point where you want to access to. The last value you want to access. But we agreed if we are writing 7 to what? To 9, we agreed that the last index, that's index 9, it would not be what? the last index, that's index 8, it will not be counted. So it will start from M, this the second M, then it will go, because second M it's what? It's in position 7, and then position 8, but it will not count N because N is position 9. So if you run that one, you will get what? You get your MI. MI, yes. So the same way now, our string, this string we have created here, not a string, at least this list we have created here, this list we have created here, it's also indexed. Okay, so the indexing starts from 0, the same way, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you want to access those values within a list, we do the same name of the list, that is LST, and then you place square brackets. From there you divide your range of values. If it's range, if it's just one, you say maybe I want to access index 5. Index 5 of that value, it will be what? Let me check it. Let me check it. Up here it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we don't have index 5. We don't have index 5. To have an error, we don't have index 5. Let it run, and then you see the error because we don't have index 5. It's out of range. Yes. So index this is out of range. We want it have the last index is 4. So the last index, sorry. Last index is what? 4. We will run that one, we write there the last number, which is 6. 5. This one. We'll get 6. Yes. So I wanted you to understand that one. You understand the indexing. Okay? So you will see we have what? We are the result as what? Has been given us 5. Because that's the yes.
Kindly repeat.
Okay. I'm saying this way. The same we did with strings. We said strings are indexed. So if you write your string value, in this case we have given as what? Programming. So programming is being indexed such a way that the first character in the string programming, that's P, it's given as what? 0. Index 0. And then the second one, which is R, it's also given as what? Index 2. Yeah, so you can continue until your value is what? Is done. The same way now we are saying we are applying the same thing. We have said lists are what? Indexed by integer. So they are also the same concept. So you can see here in the list we have values. We have value 4, 6, 9, 3, 5. So these values are being indexed such a way that the value number 4 will take position 0 in the index. The value number 6 will take position 1 because indexing starts from 0. Indexing starts from 0. So 6 will take position, the value 6 will take position 1. The value 9 will take position 2. Yes, until 5. 5 will take position 4. So we have said we can access those values using indexing. What you do, you write the name of the list, that is ST, RST. This is the name of the list. And then you place in the square brackets, and then inside square brackets you define what you want to access. Okay, which value you want to access. Maybe in this case my mind, I want to access 5. So what I do, I will place index 5, index 4. Index 4 will give me a result of what? Of value 5. Okay, so if I want to do now the range of values, now maybe I want to access from 6 to what? To 3. What I do is the same concept, the same concept. So I'm starting from what? I'm starting from, because I don't want to access 4. 4 takes position 0. So I want to start from 1, index 1. That's 6. 6 takes index 1 to index what? This will be index 2. This will be index 3. But again, you remember, if I just place, like this, this, and then I say index. 1 to what? To 2. Remember, the last index is not counted. So I've said this way. This one takes index what? 4 takes index 0. But in this case, I'm only interested with 6, 9, 3. Those are the values I want to be accessed. So what I do, I'll just say 4 is what? Index 0. I don't want that one. 6 is index what? Index 1. So I want that one. So I start from 1. But remember, you are finishing this last value, this end value is not counted. So if we want to access this value 3, you must end with what? Position the indexing taking the what? The 5 value. Hopefully you understand that one. You can just write those codes. So if I just say LST 1 to 2, I will not be accessing my 4. Is it 4 or 8? This one. I will not accessing my 3. But remember I want my 3 included. So I will go to this index taking value 5. So natoa hii tu niweke 3. So I will access my 3. Sorry. I will access my what? My actually 3 values. 3 values. Yes. So play with those numbers. Just create a list and then try to what? To access try to access those values. Try to access those values. You can see no mine is outputting 6 and 9. 6, yes, 6 and what? 9. So this one takes position. Let me see. This one takes position 0, position 1, yes, and then position 2, position 3, okay, yes. So I must go to position 4. This one should be 4. We want to access the 3 values. Well, I want to access the 3 values. This one should be position 4. We said the last number is not counted. This one is not counted. What? Let me check it. Why am I no? Like my program hasn't run. So I will have my 3 values. I will have my 3 values. We have agreed this last number here, the number after the colony is not what counted. So you raise 1. Okay? You raise 1. But if you want now those numbers to be counted, you add 1. I think you should understand that way. Okay. Anyway. So if you see this example of list, I've only created a list of what? Integers. At the same time, we can create a list of strings. You can say names, same as do your square brackets, and then we write those values. But now in this case, they will be what? Strings. You say, let me see the names here. Yes, I can see John. So we have John. We have John. And then remember when you are writing strings, quotation marks are compulsory. If you don't press quotation marks, you have a lot of errors. So you must check whether you have put the quotation marks. So we have Riza. We have Riza. Yes, so I can put mine there. I can put maybe someone. Yes. Then yes. Yes. So if I run this one, I've created a list. A list. The name of the list is what? It's called name. Ama wacha niweke hapa S. They make sense. So I've said I've created a list, and then the list takes strings values, and those string values are the names of people, and then the name of that string is what? Given as names. Okay. So the same way doesn't change. The same way, if you want to access values, you know that John takes position 1, so it's indexed as what? As 0. And then Lisa will take position, in the indexing, it will take position 1. John will take position 0. Lisa will take position 1. Juma will take position 2. So that is it. The same way. So it doesn't matter what values you are putting here. We can also put the boring type. Also to access some of the names we want. So what if you are only interested with accessing Juma and actually Juma, or you want to access these values from Riza to what? To Otieno. You want to access those three names. So you use indexing. So you know Johnny will take position what? Position 0. You are not interested with Johnny. So you are interested with taking Riza. So Riza will take position 1. And then now check this one. You want to take Otieno, but you are not interested with what? Boniface. So what you do, you just say this one is position 0, this one is 1, 2, 3. So you want to access only Otieno. Otieno takes position 3, but for you to for you for the Otieno name to be displayed down there, you need to access the you need to add the indexing. We said the last value is not counted. The value for position for Otieno is position 3. So if I put this one, my list will just give me the value for position 1 and then the value for position 2. Position 3 is not given. For me to include Otieno in the list, I will just delete the 3 and put what? 4. So ninaanzia hapa kwa Boniface because najua Boniface hatakuwa included. So that one maybe makes sense there. Then I run the program. So I will have my names, Riza, Juma, and Otieno. Yes. So that's how those things works. Okay? That's how those things works. So maybe let me talk some what? Some built-in functions. Built-in functions that can be used in this whatever on the list. So yeah, we said if you put hash before any statement, that statement becomes a comment. So comments are not what? Are not executed. They are omitted during execution. So, so I was saying, let's talk about some of the what? Some of the actually what? Some of the built-in functions that we can perform. Built-in functions that we can what? We can do some operations. So you know, built-in functions, they are easy. You just call a built-in function, then you pass your name of the list. And then what you just need to know is the function of that built-in function. Is that okay? The function of that built-in function. That is it. So, so we have, so, uh-huh. Let me check. So you would try to create these types of lists. And as I create, you can create maybe a list contain the name of vegetables or the animal products. Just be creative. Try to create a list, and then inside the list insert appropriate values. Appropriate values. Yes. So I've said I want to do some of the what? Some of the actually built-in functions in what? in. So what we were doing here, it's what we are calling out as slicing. These things when we want to access maybe particular values from a list. That's called slicing. Because you can see the initial list was Johnny, but here we have only three. So we have sliced these values from this list. Yes. And then remove items from, yes. So the first built-in functions is delete. You have delete, del. Delete as it reads it deletes the name the actually the list. It deletes the list. So if I say dead, and then inside dead I pass the name of the list, then my list will be what? If I run that program, my list will be deleted. Yes, so we don't need to delete that one. So we have said we have dead. Let's check another one. So they are easy. This what? This oh, let me cancel this one. Yes, so we have said dead. Uh-huh. So we can also use insert. Insert, we have a built-in function called insert. We have insert. So what does it insert does? Insert actually it what? It adds values. It adds values into the list. So if you want to, let me give an example. Let me give an example. So if you want to add a name this list, what you do, say your name of the list and then dot insert, and then so your name of the list and then you say dot insert. Therefore, from there you give two values. First of all, you give the position of your value, what you want to add. Remember, we want to add a name in this list. Okay, so I'll just specify two values now here. Two values. The first one is the position. So maybe if I want the what? I want my values to start. I'll just say position 0. Okay, I'll place a comma and then I would specify the name of the name I want to be inserted here. So maybe it is yes. So if I run this one, let me run that one. So the program runs. After it runs, let me now try to output the value of the names now. It should be updated. So Rahus will be what? Will take position 0. It will start with the Rahus with the rest of the list. Okay? Yes. So you can see Rahus has been added in position 0. So that's how you use the insert built-in function. Okay? Let me check maybe other built-in function. So we have already discussed insert. I've already discussed that. We can use what we call pop. Pop built-in function. So what does pop means? Pop. Pop. What does pop means? So the built-in function pop, this is how it works. So The word pop, from the word pop, it means you are actually removing. You are actually removing some what? Some values from what we have. So if I say names and then dot pop, okay, dot pop, and then I will specify what values I want to be removed from this list. Maybe I don't want the Juma. I don't want the Juma to be appear in my list, so I will just pop it out. I'll use pop. So it's the name of the list and then dot dot what? Dot the actually built-in function. In this case, we have pop. And then inside pop, you specify the value you want to what? To be removed. So if I run that one, and then let me update my list, let me check if my list have been updated. I also run this one. So actually we expect the name Juma to be what? To be popped out. Okay. Yes. So let's wait for the program to run. String cannot be interpreted as what? An integer. Let me check this one. Okay. So look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We talked about the case sensitivity. So this name of mine here is not the same as this one. You can see this one is what? Starting with the capital what? J. We said, so in Python, this name here and this name here is treated as what? As two different things. They are treated as two different things. So I need to actually, I need to make changes. Yes. So we expect this time to run. Home. So actually the built-in function, they are easy. You just name let me check my, okay, okay. Let me remove this one. Mhm. So, I don't know why I'm having. Oh, yes.
You
What
can
here?
use the number.
What I forgot here is that when we are popping, we use the indexing. Actually, I forgot here we use the indexing. So
Yes.
tuzitumie the values here. What we the tunatumia values. All pops works the same way as remove, but pops inatumia indexing. So let's say Juma. Juma is what? 0, 1, 2, 3. Index 3. Yes, that one now should be working. Hopefully you are you are using this. So you can see here it pops out what? The word Juma. Okay. Let me save it. So yes, so you can see my list is what? Being updated. Huh? So the Juma is not what? Has been popped out. Imetolewa. So I was saying the same, like we have also remove what? Remove built-in function. It almost works the same way, but you can see pop uses indexing. While remove now you can use what I was trying to do. So the names dot remove, and then inside remove I can now pass the values, not indexing. If I try to remove Juma, haitakuwa kwa list, so italeta an error. Let's try that one. Yes. So itaniambia Juma was not in what? Is not in that list. So I expect an error. I expect an error. Yes, so inaniambia list dot remove x is not in what list. So Juma hayuko kwa hii list. So what we do, let's try someone who is in the list. Let's try someone who is in the list, and that is maybe Otieno. So Otieno will be what? Removed. Will be removed. So what I was saying, this built-in function just works actually. They work. It's easy to use. Huh? So what you need to know is the function of what? The function of the built-in function, and then you just run that built-in function, una pass parameters, una pass values. Okay, so I want to summarize those. So if you want to clear the list, unataka kutoa everything ikuwe empty, you do what? You use the built-in function clear. So you can see my name Otieno is not appearing here because I've already what? Removed. So those things are easy. Mutaangalia notes and then you complete the remaining part. So let me talk about, actually, I promised to give an example of a list using what? A board type. Huh? So board type, board values, what creates a list of board values, which is same as true. We said board type takes true or false. So I can say true, I can say false, I can say false, I can say true, I can say true. Yes. So this is my list, and then my list contains what? Contains body types. So this one also can work. Okay. So someone might ask, why am I writing true, false, and then those values are not in what? They are not in what? In quotation marks. So in this case, I've said these are the body types. They are not strings. So what I've written here, the true, false, they are not strings, they are bool type. So in bool type, you just don't know, you don't need to write your quotation. If you write your quotation marks, that one does it actually what? It actually doesn't come a bool type value. It comes something else, maybe strings. So bool types they just take true, false without quotation marks. Yes, so you can see this one is an example of a list using what? A bool type. Now let's go to the dimension. Some of the list zenye sitaangalia, but you will check it. Some of the collection data types. Okay, so we have tuples. We have tuples. You grow utaenda uziangalie. You read about them. But in this case, I'm not going to talk about them. So tuples, they are represented using what? They are a collection data type, but they are represented using now the brackets. Okay, so if I say x is same as 2, I put my brackets and then I put the values 12, 4. So this one becomes a what? A tuple. So your job is to go and find what's the difference between a tuple and a list. But what you can see clearly from using your eyes is that tuples are using normal brackets, and then the list are using square what? Square brackets. So if I run this one, and then I try to output the type of what I've created there, that's x, I will get a what? A tuple. I will get a tuple. Okay. So you go, there are notes here, you go and then you discuss or you read about them, and then discover some differences between the lists. Yes. So there are other differences other than the brackets and then the square brackets. There are other differences. So you go and check that. So that one will run. So another correction data type I want to mention, it is a what? It is actually a dictionary. A dictionary. No, yes, a dictionary. So the dictionary, no, I will do the dictionary. I'll just do the dictionary later. So let me mention about the actually what? The sets. Let me mention about sets. Dictionary, I will do them. I will do them in detail. I will do them in detail. So yes. So I want to mention about the sets. So in sets, sets is a collection of data types and it is represented using now the curly braces. Is it the curly braces? Let me write, let me type those curly braces. Let me type those curly braces. Huh? Let me type those curly braces. My program is taking a lot of time to output to run. Okay. Yes. So you can see the name of that is what? A tuple. Then I've said I want to do sets. So sets, not to do sets actually is to mention sets. So if I create X and then X values, I what? I put the curly braces. These ones. These are known as the curly braces. And then put values 3. Yes, these are the sets. These are the sets. So if I execute my X and then find the type of X, X, I expect that X to be what? A set. I expect X to be given as what? A set. Okay. So do the same, go and you can see here for the nodes we have sets, a lot of nodes, go and see the differences with sets and what? Sets and other actually other correction data types. Go and look the differences. Other than the signs, go and look the differences. So someone is sending. I can't see this one. This one is okay. So what's the problem with this one?
I was correcting you that particular time.
Okay. And then this one, this is also for correction purposes. Oh, the names is not defined. So it means you did not label, you did not name your list as what? As names. So go and check the name of the list that you have given, you have assigned. Hmm? Someone say mine is int. Can you run this one? You know, this is how the Python runs. So Python runs from the first statement. You can see if I run this one, you can see I've used a lot of X's. I've used a lot of X's, but my first X was actually an int type. Okay, so this is how it runs. I've assigned X as int. So if I print X, it will give me 4. Again, let's see the second X. The second X is what? This. So if I output X, it gives me this. But what if I run this one? I run this one again. This the first X here. That's an int. And then I don't run this X as a list. So I will get a result of what? I will get a result of actually an int type. So make sure what you are running. what you have defined, you should run it to make changes. If you don't run it, then you have a different things. So I think that's the problem you are encountering. Is it about values? Which are good values? Like, what are you trying to ask? Hmm? Your question is incomplete. Hmm? Try to explain or illustrate your question. Yeah, so you can see if I try to type the value of x, we get a what? A set value. So I said sets, you use them, you divide them using what? Curly places. Tuples, you use them using what? Actually, this normal brackets. I don't know how do we call it. And then list, we said this you use, we create list using what? These square brackets. But go and try to look the other differences. There are other differences. So go and look, try to look the notes are here. Go and try to look the other differences. Yes. So let me mention something, and then we do if statements. Let me mention something. If you have a question,
Sorry,
if you have a question,
sorry. Just before,
okay.
yeah, so before you move on, I wanted to clarify on the way VS Code behaves as compared to Jupyter. Because, for example, you have defined X in many lines,
Yes.
many lines of code, and each time it is just picking the definition one line above. But if you were using, for example, Jupyter, and you defined X, and then somewhere along within the code lines, you define it again, or you call it, it outputs the from the previous section. So what is how is that? How do you explain that difference in the behavior?
That's not true. Let me confirm to you. Let me confirm to you. That's not true. Okay. Once you run a code and then you use the same name, it just overwrites what you did the first step. That's how the Python interpreter works. That's how the Python. Let me open my so that I can confirm to you how the program works. In the same way. So the only things here, the only difference between VS Code and the other, maybe it's the what? The appearance, and then the typing also. If you can see, when I'm trying to type in VS Code, it is easier to type in VS Code uh, actually actually type in what? In this Jupyter Notebook from the web browser. So let me confirm something so that it becomes clear. Yes. So someone was telling me, if I say x same as to 10, I run this one. So you know, if I print x, x should be what? The value should be 10. And then if I divide x same as 2, 2, and then someone saying that the value should be this one would display x as 10. That's not true. X should be 2. So x should be what? 2. That's it. So Python runs the first statement, and then the first statement, the name of that variable is x. So x same as 10, and then it outputs that x, and then it runs the third statement. The third statement now overrides the what? The first statement. So it overrides in a, I don't know how to explain that one, the word overwriting. So that's what
Okay, I have understood. I have understood. Thank you. Thank you.
yes, that's how it works. So kama umegenerate an error, it means, let me explain that one just a moment. If you have generated an error ama umepata hii result, unaona umepata kama hii result, like umepata 10 baadaye ya kupata nini kupata 2. It means you actually umerun hii and then ukakuja ukaruka badala ya kurun the second command so that the Python will do the overwriting, you just have to put a DEX. So it will give you 10 because haujarun is statement. So that should be clear. Yes, so I was doing something. I said I want to introduce something. I want to introduce comparison, actually comparison what? How do we call them? Comparison. Let me write it. So I want to do, I want to do comparison operators. Comparison operators, just mention them and then we do the practical thing. We do the practical thing. Okay. So comparison operators, they are when you want to compare two things, more than two. But for this case, let's just say we have to compare. Let's create two values, x same as to 10. I'm watching change here, 12. And then another one equal x same as to what? Same as to actually 56. So those are two values. Two values. So we want to compare. To compare them, we have several operators. We have several operators for doing comparison. The first one is equal sign. So when we are using the equal sign, the equality, if we want to determine the equality, we use double equals. So we say x is equals to, and then we add another equal sign, then y. So that one we are saying we want to see if x is equal to y. This is not the same thing. This is different thing. Hizi zinaitwaje? Hizi tunasema x same as to whatever. Hiyo ni assignment. That's declaration actually. It's a declaration. You are declaring. The first one, x same as to 12, you are declaring. But the second one, where we are using double equals, we are comparing. We are saying x should be what? Should be equal to y, which is not true. So we expect the answers from these comparison operators to be either true or false. So we have said what I do. I'll just mention one, do an example, and then tunaenda hivyo hivyo. So if we run this one, we expect an answer to be a what? Is it false or true? What will be the answer?
False. False.
False. Yes. So we run this one. It will tell us, oh, I just use the markdown. Let me change to actually the Python. Then we run this one. Have I changed this one? Yes. I think I've changed it. Let the program run. Yeah, so we expect the result to be false because 12 is not equal to 56. So for those who are asking, where are we going now to apply these things? We have started actually doing application. You can see the result is a false. So what if we want to display a what? A true result. True result, it means we want to make those values to be same. So we either put 56, 56 or 12, 12. Let me try putting 12, 12. If I put 12, 12 and try to run the program, I will get an answer of what? A true value. A true value. A true value. So let the program run. And then we have discussed an equality sign. Now let's use other signs. So the other signs are x now can be less than y. So other sign is what? Less than. Okay, can be less than y. Yeah, if you have a question, just try to ask your question, because we are actually going step by step. We don't want to leave anyone behind. So someone saying write type X where it's rated in green. Hiyo ananiuliza swali ama ananidirect? Huh?
Nilikuwa na
He
explain
was
hiyo swali.
answering someone else.
Oh. Sawa, nishakuelewa. Yes. So if we run that program, X is less than Y, we expect a result to be what? A false or true? Huh? You should answer me. You should. Yes. So the result will be false, because we know X same as to what? 12 same as to 12. So 12 is not less than 12. Okay. But if we change the 56, the initial one, we could actually change those values. 56, 45. Then we run that one. So you can see when I'm changing, I have to run that cell for it to make changes. If you don't run, if you just change and then you don't run that cell, then it means you will have the same result. Hope you understand that one. So let me check if the result will be false or true. X is now 12. So is 12 less than 45? Yes. So this one will display a true value. But this one the equal sign will display a false. This one will display what? A true. This one. Wacha ikirani italeta hii one. So another one is what? Is greater than. So you can see. Sasa hakuna haja ya explain these things. You have already seen them. And then the other yes, someone want to ask a question or what? Hmm? Someone want to ask a question?
Kwanza vile umesahau.
Watu wametembea.
Unajua jinsi venye watu hukosa viti.
Frida Ngeno.
Ndio, sababu wewe umesikia
Can you unmute? Or can you mute? Can you mute? Yes. So yes, my guest code is taking a lot of. I don't know why. I will sort my problems later. So the two other are actually comparing operators, meaning they are, we have already said we have greater than. So if we are saying greater than, it means we are comparing if the two numbers are, the first number is greater than the second number. Then we have already discussed about the rest what? The rest comparing operators. Then we have now, what if we want to actually start from that number, that x. So if we want to start from that x and compare if it's less than or equal to, we just say that x is so let me define my x values. Y is same as 2. So if I run this one, my values are what? Defined. So what I do next is what? To do the conversion. I've said now if I want to start from the first number, from x. So from x, I need to use this operator, that x is less than or equal to y. Now I want to explain this. What does it mean? So it means I'm now starting comparing these numbers from x. When I'm using, if I remove this one equal sign and then remain with only this, it means my x will start from what? 240? 240? Someone give me an answer. 240? If I'm using just this statement, it means my x will start from which value? The x values are here. So x will start from
53. 45.
what are you trying to say? Yes, so x is less than. So actually what I mean is that my x value now when I'm saying x is less than, so my 245, when I'm talking about 245 is less than, it means my 245 will start from 244. Is that true? Yes, that is must be true. So my x will start from 204. But if now I place an equal sign, it means my x will start from 245. Those things you will understand them with time. Just take it the way they are, and then you will understand with time. Then uh, we can write the other one, that x is now greater than or equal to y. So it means my x now need to start from 245. But if we just remove x is greater than y, my x will start from what? From 246. Anyway, you will understand these things. What I mean, you will understand them. So let's just do that one. The last one is when we are saying now, because remember we used this one, we said x equal to y. We said this are an equality sign. So now what if we do the opposite of this one? We negate this one. We negate this one. So if we want to negate this one, we say x now is not equal. It's not equal, we use exclamation mark. It's not equal to another one equal sign to y. Yes? So this statement means that x is not equal to y. Not equal to, we use exclamation and then an equal sign. Anyway, I'm done there. I'm done now. I want to do if statements. If statement. So in programming, actually we regulate the flow of the program using statements. We regulate the flow of the program. Imagine someone want to do the what? The writing. Want to do a lot of writing, maybe it's 2 pages of writing, lines of codes, and those lines of codes we have different circumstances. So for you to go to your specific circumstances that you want to deal with, you use statements. You filter out those you don't want to, and then you what? You decide the one you want to use. So let me give an example of the statement. Okay, so let's say x, I'm using x most of the time because I don't know, because I like it or not. So x is same as 10 is a statement, huh? Okay, now let's assume, let's go back to the actually to the actually so so I'm saying that's x same as x same as to 10. So from this, if you have defined, you are saying your starting point should be 10, there may be several scenarios, okay? That maybe I want to use the first two scenarios and then I'll give an example of having too many scenarios. Let me give an example of two scenarios. In this case, I'm saying I'm starting from X, I'm starting from 10, and then I may decide to go beyond 10 or go what? Less than 10. So let me write that here, that scenario. So I will decide to X to go more than 10. Another scenario, comma, another scenario is when you want now X to go actually rest 10. You are starting from 10, then you go the other opposite. So the rest and sign here. So when you have this situation, this scenario, you need for you to do programming, you need to what? To construct an if statement. It will direct your tasks such a way that if you are going this way, then decide this way. If you are going this way, then do the other action. So it's difficult to explain these things, but you will understand them. Okay. So I'm saying I need now to write, and because I have two situations here, I need to write an if statement. So what I do, I just say if, and then I write the condition, the first condition. My first condition is that X should be what? Greater than 10. Okay. And then once I write the condition, what I do, I will what? I will place a colony. Why a colony? A colony, the function of this colony, it will tell your Python interpreter that anything I want to write in the anything I want to write below the colony will be inside the condition that I have created. So in this case, I would say if X is greater than 10, I want my interpreter to perform the following condition. Output a statement saying that actually X is greater than what? Than 10. Now, because I've said I just want to make two scenarios, I want to make these two scenarios. I don't need to write this one. I don't need to write this one. This, because the second scenario is this one. When X is what? Less than 10. So what I do, I will just write my else statement. So else, and then else will perform, it will perform this statement. This statement here in Miaja about ni X is what? Less than 10. And then I'll place the colon and then I'll say do this to me. Print what? Print X is less than what? Less than 10. So I'll try to explain this one. I don't know if I want to repeat the what I've done. Someone want me to repeat?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I've said this way. In Python, you can have several scenarios, but in this case, we want to give an example of two scenarios. Now it's up to you to direct Python the procedure. You give a Python a condition, and then you tell Python if this condition is attained, then do that task. And again, you tell Python if now the condition is not attained, you do the opposite, or you perform the opposite action. That's what I've said here. I've created two scenarios. The first scenario is that my x value will be greater than 10. It means my x values should start from 11, 12 onwards. Now, if that is the case, I will just write if and then give a condition. Condition is that my x should start from 11. So inside 11, I want Python to perform my task, my specific task. So what is the task? The task is to print the statement saying that x is greater than 10. And then I've said now the alternative. The alternative was x now value starts from 9. That's okay. So if the alternative, if this one is not true, then it means perform now the alternative action. Perform, use the alternative what? Condition. The alternative condition is that x is less than 10. And then I've said, now, if you are using the alternative, you don't need to write this one. X is less than 10. When you have two scenarios, you just use else. Else will perform x is less than 10, and then it what? It will perform this action. It will have to put x is what? Less than 10. So that's how it works. So let's give another example. Let's give another example so that maybe someone can understand. So let me now use some of of complex. Let's say let's define a string sentence. Then a sentence will give it a statements, huh? Statements in Python programming. Sasa hapa nitachanganya. Nitatumia one of the what? Built-in function. One of the built-in function. Hapa tulikuwa tunadeal na numbers, but hapa we are dealing what? With strings. Now I want to use one of the built-in function inaitwa in. Inaitwa in, and then you see what we are trying to say. So my question is this one. I have this sentence of mine. Now I want to check a particular word is in this statement. And then if that word appears in this statement, then I should have a result of what? Actually, a result saying that the word is in the what? Is in the sentence. And if not, then I would have an output saying that the word is not in what? In this sentence. So what I do, I will just write my if statement. I say if, and then write a condition. So my condition will be this one. My condition is this one. Because we are using strings, I will choose one of the words here, maybe Python. Let me choose Python because it's available. We do the when we are choosing a word that's not in this sentence. So I'm choosing the word Python. I'm saying if, and then I'm writing a condition. The condition is that Python is in what? In sentence. And then if Python is in this sentence, then I should have a result saying that print what? Print that actually the word is what? What is in the sentence. I forgot to put the quotation marks. So I said word is in the sentence. And then now the alternative ni kwamba this Python might not appear in this word. Might not appear in this word, this sentence of mine. So if that is the case, then I would what? I would just use, because I've created a two situation, no? I will just use else. Instead of writing Python is not in whatever, so I'll just use else. Else will perform the alternative. Else print what? Print word is not a sentence. Okay. So what answer are we expecting? You are expecting this answer because you can see my Python here. It's what? It appears in this sentence. Let's output the result. Python is not defined. Or I should actually, where is that? Okay. I should actually use this one. Yes, so you can see my what? My result is that word is in the sentence. So this is the result. But what if we give another name that's not in the sentence? Let's give maybe Jenny. So we expect this result that the Jenny is not in this sentence. Okay? Yes, so the word is not in the sentence. Anyway, maybe I try another example. Try another example. Try another example. So what we do? So try the creating something. Try saying x or maybe y same as 2. Try numerical example same as 56. And then you say if now y, you give a condition, if, and then you give a condition. Y is equals to what? No? Okay. Is if y is equals to, let me just use the simple ones. If y is what? Is greater than 10, greater than 50, and then colony. Inside that colony, I want this to be performed. Print what? Print value is greater than what? 50. So I've said the alternative, you don't need to write y is less than 50. You just write what? The else, because you have two what? You have two situations. So print what? Print value is less than 50. So we expect look at this. So hebu mtu aniambie what I'm supposed to do here. What's my error? Why I'm having that error? Someone tell me why I'm having this error. And how can I solve the error?
The if and else are not in the same line.
Yes, so we have indentation error. So what I do, I bring the else to have the same what? The same starting position. So if I run this one, my value is what? Greater than 50. Anyone with a question before I go to the multiple conditions? Multiple conditions. Anyone with a question? Nani anataka asaidiwe mahali amekwama?
Mimi.
Oh, my screen ina move. Oh, wewe uko na shida gani? What's the problem? Can you define your problem? Hello.
Let me send via WhatsApp.
Okay. So syntax error. Let me try to see this one. Yes, you can see your if x is greater than 10. You said you use a colony to what? To indicate that anything we are writing below the economy, the colony will be what? Executed using the what? The statement we have written. So the condition you have written. The condition you have written is that x is greater than 10. So you place a colony and then you press enter, you start writing. Anything you are writing there, it will just be under that condition. So try that one. For this one, colonies at the end. Yeah, you can see someone is trying to help you. Okay. Another one with any problem, any kind of the problem. If yes, I've said Python because Python is a string, you indicate it using what? Using a quotation mark. So each in a Python you weke equal to quotation. At the same time, else weka nini? Weka a colony. Because else inachukua another condition. That's why tunaweka colony hapo. So weka colony hapo and then kwa Python pia uweke into a quotation. The name Python. So I'm assuming tuko sawa. I'm assuming tuko sawa. Someone want to use an input function. I'll do this one after you have. I have actually. I have finished the if statement. I wanted to combine with for loops, but maybe due to the time, I don't think I can manage that one. So tomorrow we will start with for loops and then we do functions, for loops and functions. So today, let me just complete by the multiple if statement. Then naenda kufanya exercises, kesho ukuje na mambo tunaanza ingine. Let me just go back to. So we have discussed about the what? We have discussed about if statement. Then we have said you have created a two situation, no? And then you have said if we have two situations, you just write an if and then you give a condition. Then you tell Python under this condition do this for me. And then the alternative you don't need to write the condition of the alternative. What you need to do is just to write else statement, and then the else will perform the alternative. Then that is it. But for this case now, we want to create multiple conditions. Okay. Remember, this y of yours can be equal to 56, can be less than, or can be equal to, greater than. Okay. So you can see if we perform this, we have what? Three situations. So let's create that one and you see the what? You see the how do we compute using multiple conditions. So we do the same. Now let's start with equal sign and then we do the rest and then is done. So what we do, we just say write the first statement, that's if x now is what? Is equal to what? To 56. You write a colony. Inside a colony unasema ni nini unataka Python ikufanyie. So this is the action I want to be done. So say that I've used x. Let me try to use two values. I'll divide my y is same as 56. Now let me divide my x same as 5. Okay, so if I divide x itakuwa x is same as 245. Now let me compare the two baada ya compare na moja. So we can say if x is same as to y, then I want Python to print what? To print that these statements that the values are the same. Then we go, remember identification error. Whatever inaandika hizo statement. Ikianza statement inaanza na position yenye ilianza nayo. And then another comparison is that if now you can see we want to write more than two actually conditions. More than two conditions. Hapa tuliket the two conditions, only two conditions, then tukasema you use if and else. But this case we are using, we want to create more than two conditions. So what we do, we use else if. We use else if. So we use else if x is less than y. The same way, then print the x is less than y. Then because we are only having 3, the last one we can do the same we did here. We just use what? Else. Else can perform the else can perform the third condition. Now the question here is that what is the third condition? What is the third condition? What is the third condition? What will else perform? What will
X is greater than.
Yes, so else will perform x is what? Greater than y. Hopefully watu wanaelewa. So simple terms is just writing a statement and then under that statement do something for me. Then another statement do something for me. Another statement, now the last alternative, just use else and then do this for me. So that's how it works. Okay, that's how it works. So now let me give some small work. We have some minutes. We have maybe 8 minutes. Let me give some work. Now to your task, because I've created three what conditions. Now come up something and create more than 3, maybe 4 or 5 conditions. Come up with something, some program that have 4 or 5 conditions. Spend some 2 minutes and then watu watume majibu WhatsApp. Create your program, send it to WhatsApp, tuangalie venye umefanya. Kama kuna shida niambie nirudie swali. Okay? So nimesema I've created 2 condition, then kakuja nikaandika 3 condition. Now it's your turn to write at least 4 conditions. Kitaka kuandika hata 10 ni sawa. Another thing to clarify, statement ya kwanza lazima ianze na if. Statement ya pili lazima end with else. Hizi statements zingine utaandika hapo katikati. You just use else if, else if, else if. So kama nataka kuadd another statement here, nitakuja hapa and then niseme else if, and then naandika hiyo condition. Kama nataka kuandika another ingine, nitaandika hivyo tu. So that's the only difference for clarification. So try kuandika hizo vitu. Alafu kama umaliza send answers to WhatsApp, screenshots. Watu wachangamke. Yes. Yeah, nitafanya hii ya input after mmefanya hiyo task, nitafanya ya input function. Nitafanya ya function. Nitafanya ya input function. So watu wajaanza kutuma results. Watu wajaanza kutuma results. Watu wajaanza kutuma results. What's happening? Or what's not happening? What's happening? What's not happening? Send results. It just takes 2 minutes. Or you want to take the whole 8 minutes. I want to create a statement using the input function.
Rudisha screen where you did yours.
Okay, mnataka kuibia, sawa. No problem. Just still. Yes, send result back. Just come up with a situation, then you create more than 4 conditions. Hmm? Hmm? Mtu mwenye anataka int, you can create actually your what? You do using your daily activities. Maybe unaweza decide useme from this time to this time I'm doing this task. From this time to this time I'm doing this task. Hivyo. So try that one. Try using the concept I'm trying to pass to you. Use events, an example of event. Okay? You can say maybe from Monday to Tuesday I'm doing this way. From whatever to Monday I'm doing. Tuesday you are working on something else. Wednesday you are working on something else, that way. So it is easier. You just need to think smart and then you have your answers. What you need to come up is just a more than 3 conditions. So ni kama mumeanguka nyinyi wote. Anyone mwenye anakaribia nimpatie 1 minute ama niifanye?
Give us a minute.
Okay. Yes, someone has sent something. So can you try to make the picture using the, like it has to display the word code? I want to see the word code. I want to see your word code, and then I've seen some errors, so I want to clarify those errors. Huyu mwenye ametuma, huyu anaitwa Benson. Benson, you have just done the same thing. You have done the 3 conditions. I wanted 4 conditions or more than 4. Benson amefanya amefanya just 3 conditions. Okay? No, I can see you have done 4 actually. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay for Benson. Kuna mwenye anaitwa C ametry lakini amecreate 2 conditions only. And then yeah, kuna mwenye ako hapa JO he has tried that. Amecreate 4. So wacha tumalizie, alafu niandike ile input. Niandike input. What I do, I would just write input alafu niandike more than 4, more than 3 statement. So this is how you do it. Wacha nitumie a sentence. So input, I would say, oh, this one is actually taking time. So I would define a sentence. Then the sentence should be inputted from the keyboard. Should be prompt a user to enter a sentence. But we said all the values which are inputted from the keyboard, they are automatically string type. So you need to cast. So in this case, I will start with the casting, that int, and then inside int, I will now input my input function. So I will say input, and then say what? Yes. So input. So in this case, when I run this program, the program will tell me to what? To actually write a sentence. And then I want now to write the statements. So I'll say if, let's say a word, give me names. So maybe if Jane no. Actually, I don't want to convert the int because I'm actually I'm actually writing the what? The string type. So I don't need to do, maybe I'll do this and then you try an example of actually numerical values. So if Jane, we said, is Jane in the sentence, then to output what? You print Jane is available. Available. And then if Juma, no, we said I forgot this one. We said this one we write and if and if Juma in sentence, then we do what? We say print uh, print what? Juma is available, and then add if Otieno is in sentence, then we output print Otieno is available, and then another add if maybe Jack is in sentence, then you say that print Jack is available. Then let's now end our adds. So adds adds print actually let me think. So if again is in adds print I want to print something, I want to print those names within a sentence, the one which are not here, then the output should be what? They are not members. Okay, so this is how my program works. I will run a program and then it will prompt me to enter actually a sentence or the names of the people, whatever you want to do, and then what does it happen? Actually, my program would check if these names are there. If they are there, then I will get the print what? The print actually statement saying that name is available. Then the last option is that if the remaining members or words, then they will what? They will outputted as they are not what? Members. Anyway, let me just try this one. I forgot actually something here. Unmatched sentence input. Okay, this one. Yeah. Ask your questions.
Should the spelling of day be as you have written, or is there no problem with that?
Which spelling you are talking about?
Day, die. You have written die.
Okay, the spellings. I'll just get that print out, but you know, I will change. I will change the. I will change. So you can see my result are. Let me check this one. Yes. So this is the statement that I've what? Wacha niweke hii, nitoe hii, niweke in another set ndio make sense. Yes, so run hii. Let me copy this one. Utarani hii, then utaiweka hiyo, then utarani hii, upatie majibu. So you can see, nimesema, but anyway, I wanted to write it equate in a make sense, but you can see the whole point is that you can actually input values from keyboard and then those values unaziweka kwa wapi? Kwa your statement. Okay? So this one just didn't make a lot of sense. Unless I change this one. Let me change this one to values. To values. So that I say what? I say number same as to int and then input that number. If you put that number, then down there you check if your number is greater than 200, then you print actually a good number, and then and then add if that number is less than 200, and then you say print actually what? Print actually that is bad number. Then let me write that the last one adds also what? Print medium number. Now this one will make sense. So nikirani naniambia ni enter number, nikiweka 56 nikiweka okay, itaniambia it's a bad number. Kwa nini? Because 56 it's now what? Less than 200. Nikirun and then niente 500, then itaniambia it's a good what number. Why? Because 500 is what? Is greater than 200. Anyway, you can my point is that you can use values from the keyboard and then do whatever you want to do. So anyone with a problem? So I want to finish want to close the meeting, and then we meet tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be dealing with the for loops and functions. Mkuje mapema. Okay. Anyone with a question? Okay. Bye. Watu walale vizuri.